Hello.
Hello.
We're a little out of breath because we just ran up here. And we were at a restaurant having dinner, and it took longer than expected. And we were like, "Oh, we're gonna make it! We're gonna make it!" But we made it.
Hey, we're on time.
Yeah, we're very organized. So you may be wondering where we are because we're clearly not at Everdeen, not in Paris, not in Chartres. We are having a little weekend getaway because our anniversary. We have a disagreement about when our
Yeah.
anniversary is. I believe it is May the 24th.
It's June the 10th.
That is, we'll fact check this
Yeah.
later. But for our anniversary this year, my lovely parents wanted to offer us a little weekend away somewhere. So this is the first time in early October that we've had a moment that we were able to
Yeah.
actually benefit from this.
Like 3 months later.
Yeah,
Almost 3 months.
4 months
4 months.
if we go by you.
Yeah.
5 months if we go by the
Yeah.
correct date.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we are out and about on that, and that is actually going to be Monday's video. Is going to be our little weekend away here because we're in one of my favorite places in France. But we're not going to reveal all that yet. What we are going to reveal before Monday's video, when you see everything, is that we are staying in a beautiful hotel that is the actual building in which Louis XIV, the potentially most famous king of France,
Yeah. The Sand King.
certainly,
Also called as Louis XIV.
yeah, was born. He was born in this building, potentially in this room. We actually don't know which room he was born in. So we can say he was born in this room where we are
Let's say
staying.
it.
Let's say that. So we thought it'd be fun to do for the live today some fun facts about Louis XIV. And we've just been researching them. And there's actually some very fun facts. I was
Yeah.
surprised by how interesting some of the stuff we found about him were. So we're going to do 5 fun facts.
How
My
many?
hand.
Oh, that's weird.
I'm hypermobile. Stop making fun of me.
Let's do it. 5. With a
5.
normal
There we go.
hand.
5 fun facts about Louis XIV. So, fact number 1. Louis XIV was born in 1638 and became king in 1642, only 4 years later. So he was a 4-year-old that was the king of France.
Just imagine that.
Yeah, that sounds...
I want more cake.
Yeah. I want all the cake. I'm the king. Yeah, that sounds like a disaster waiting to
Yeah.
happen. Dad says he was born in a Holiday Inn. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. So, because he became king at such a young age, he was only 4, leads us to fun fact number 2, because Louis XIV lived to be 76 years old, which was fairly old for the 17th century, and therefore had a reign of 72 years, which made him the longest reigning monarch in history. We did some research looking to find, because we knew he was the longest reigning monarch in European history. We were looking for anyone else who's
Yeah,
outlived him.
there was King of Thailand that died in 2016 and that reigned for 70 years, to just a little
Yeah.
less than Elizabeth II.
Thailand and Elizabeth II of England were the runners-up with 70 years. But as far as we can find,
Yeah.
Louis XIV takes the prize with 72 years of actual reign.
Don't hesitate to write in the comments if you have other clues about that.
Yeah.
It would be very good for the referencing.
So, fun fact number 3.
Fun fact number 3.
I'm going to let you take over because this one has to do with you personally.
Yeah, well, Louis XIV was a dancer. He took classes from a very young age, and he started performing in public when he was 12. He also was considering, even when he was older, he was considering the ballet dancing like a military training and like the way of making so strong.
So strong.
The way of exercising the body and all that was like a kind of something very important for him. And so he was very aware that dancers use their body a lot, and at some point it becomes very difficult to continue dancing. And he created one of the first retirement systems in France in 1698, I think. Um, and the fun fact is that he created like this company that was, I think, the Académie Royale de Musique, the
Royal Academy of Music.
yeah, and this company has been continuously running, like changing name and changing places until being now the National Opera of Paris, and
Who?
where I work.
Where you work.
Yeah, and so it's been more than 350 years now, and like it's quite amazing that it's one of the oldest companies and also one of the oldest retirement public retirement plan that is still kind of the same. So of course there were changes, but the way it works, like with dancers retiring around their 40, 42, is still kind of the same.
So what you're saying is that the dancers at the opera have been on the same retirement plan since 1698.
Not exactly.
That seems about right.
Yeah. But like the idea of having a pension for dancers and for performers and also for singers and for the people working for the Royal Academy of Music and then the Opera of Paris, the Paris Opera, was started in the 17th century and still is running. And there has been like a lot of retirement reforms lately in France, and it made quite a big part of the activity because, of course, there has been a lot of strikes against that.
A
But
strike in France.
yeah, who would have believed that? And for now, we still have saved this inheritance of history. And yeah, there's still the specificity of the opera and the Comédie Française also, and like there are still some very specific, we call that regime, but like systems for retirement. Yeah,
And all because of Louis XIV.
yeah, all that because of him, because he was dancer and he was very aware of.
So speaking of Louis XIV's dance career, fun fact number 4 is Louis XIV performed his favorite role as a dancer in the court. In the court, they would have these big ballets with fully choreographed like ballets. And the nobles and the courtiers and the king would be the ones who actually performed them. It was really common, but what was not common is that Louis XIV was really skilled and was quite well known as being a very good dancer. And his favorite role was being Apollo, the god of the sun, which he first performed at the age of 14. And throughout his entire reign, he was known as the Sun King because of his role as dancing Apollo. Now, if you take certain tours in Paris, which I have been on, they will try to tell you that he was known as the Sun King because he reigned over a glorious era for France and had a lot of accomplishments, and he shone brightly like the sun. And that is not true. It is because he was a dancer and he liked to dance Apollo. Dancer representation.
And also, there's a very good movie about it, about Louis the XIV, Le Roi Danse.
I have not seen this movie.
We should watch it.
We should watch this
It's-
movie. We should
it's-
do like a reaction.
It's a lot about the
I feel-
relation between Lully, that was
The composer,
the official composer of the court,
the court composer.
the court composer, and Louis XIV, and the way Lully supported Louis XIV like all his life, and it's very interesting.
I want to watch that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's come to our final fun fact of the evening. I just want to say hi. I see a couple people that have joined in. Hi, Judy. Hi, Arthur. So our final fun fact of the evening is that Louis XIV owned a very famous gemstone that you might have heard of because he owned a massive diamond called the French Blue. And during the French Revolution, a couple of generations later, the blue was stolen and disappeared for a little while, and then turned up again with a new cut and a new finish in the UK many years
so
after.
surprising.
and and eventually got cut down to become the Hope Diamond. And it wasn't really put together that the diamond that had become the Hope Diamond was the French blue until in 2009 someone was trying to pawn off a lead replica of the French blue, and a lot of tests were done, and it was established that the Hope Diamond actually definitely was the same diamond that was owned by Louis XIV.
No.
So,
Was it the one from Titanic, the movie?
yes, and then an old lady threw it into the ocean, and Celine Dion sang about it.
Poor
It was very
Leonardo.
dramatic.
Just get on the board. Get on the board. Don't die like that.
So
Stupid.
now that we've moved on to Leonardo DiCaprio from Louis XIV, I think it might be a
I
time to.
cried so much.
You have a lot of feelings.
Yeah.
I think it
Why
might
did
be.
you just climb over the board?
I think it might be time to call an end to this video. It's gone off the rails a little bit. But this was really fun. I really like doing these little history nuggets from time to time. And on Monday, we're going to do a video of the whole historic area that we were in, because there are a lot of really great like history related things from we're going to have a little connection to Mary Queen of Scots. We're going to have a little connection to Alexandre Dumas. It's going to be a really cool video because I really love this area, and we're going to go film it tomorrow and show it to you guys on Monday. So we will see you then.
Yeah.
And thanks for joining us, and see you Monday.
Bye-bye.